Okay, welcome back. Welcome back to our spring term. It's quite a different time from the last time we met, week 11 of the first term. Uh, since then, as you'll know, we've entered into another national lockdown, our third. This one is more severe than the last one. This one involves us, involves all schools being closed. It's involved us going online as a university until at least week 6. So it's involved quite a few changes. The university has kept you reasonably well posted with these and what it's meant. As you know, it means that we are online, so all your sessions are online, no face-to-face teaching. What that means is wherever you happen to be right now, please do stay there. Please don't make any plans to be moving around between now and at least week 6, which is middle towards the end of February. So that's a few weeks off yet. What it all means is just yet more of these uncertain times, uncertain events. It means for many members of staff, they will also be juggling, as well as trying to make sure everything's ready for you. They'll be juggling childcare potentially. I certainly am. And as a result, it means that sometimes email responses may be a little bit slower than they might otherwise be. But we're all endeavouring to try and keep everything going as much as we can. You may just get the odd email that's out of office hours and out of the kind of hours that you might normally be expecting. The other thing to really emphasize is to observe the lockdown. Undoubtedly, you'll have many feelings about the lockdown. Some positive, some negative. We're all fed up of lockdowns. There's no two ways about that. They are an absolute pain in the backside, but they are what they are. And at the moment, there's a lot of cases in the UK, and cases tend to turn into hospitalizations. About 9% of all cases across the country tend to turn into hospitalizations. And at the moment, 40% of beds in the Royal Berkshire Hospital are occupied by COVID-19 patients, which is a very worrying situation. That number is steadily increasing. And at the moment, there's about 50,000 cases being announced any given day, which means that 9% of 50,000, about 4,500, these are the numbers of new hospitalizations coming along across the country, with significant numbers in all regions, including the southeast and including Reading itself. So it all means we have to really do our bit. It's no fun doing it. We'd much rather be doing the kinds of things we normally do, meeting in person, seeing our friends, seeing family, all these kinds of things that we'd normally do, but we simply can't at the moment, else we risk the transmission from person to person. If you'll recall, we've talked about this in the past as economists. It's a classic externality where our private actions have significant social costs. At the moment, those social costs are incredibly significant with our health service as close as it is to not being able to function properly. A critical emergency event has been called in London because of the state of hospitals there, where many hospitals have at least 60% of their beds occupied by COVID patients. So these are serious times, they're depressing times, but they're hopeful times too. We do have a vaccine, 3 vaccines now approved here in the UK. They're being rolled out in the first instance to people over the age of 80, and then to a number of other most identified as risk groups. That's going to happen. It's going to help us in time, but not immediately. So these 50,000 or so cases a day that keep happening, as long as those become cases, a vaccine can't do anything about them. So we really have to do our best and do our part to make sure that those cases aren't happening. And that involves us, as much as we can, abiding by the lockdown restrictions. So it's a depressing way to start the term, but it's a term filled with hope because, as well as the vaccine, the days get longer and longer, and they start with these miserable days where it gets dark at about 3:30, 4 o'clock, kind of around now, and it doesn't get light till almost 9 o'clock in the morning. But by the end of term, it'll be getting light far before you guys even think about getting up in the morning. At 5 o'clock, it'll be getting light, and it'll be going dark at 6:30. And the Sunday after term finishes, the clocks go forward and we enter British summertime. So there is hope for the term ahead, but there's going to be hard work in the meantime. There's going to be online teaching, which is harder than normal. It offers potential because it means you can watch back material. It's also, it offers you still the same fascinating content that we offer you in our range of modules. I'm really looking forward to taking part in the teaching for the economics of sport and games with Carl Singleton and the economics of big social data, a part 2 module with To Pham. If you're on them, I look forward to sharing content with you there and talking a lot more about sport and social data and big data, all big and important topics. But that's it for now. Please stay safe. Please stay home, wherever home happens to be at the moment. Please observe the lockdown, but please get stuck in as term begins. Attend your sessions, check your timetable, keep abreast of what's on Blackboard, and we're going to have a great term together. I'm really looking forward to it, and keep in touch most of all. Bye for now.